InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. Once again, I have Sir Diddy Man on my lap. But are you ready for living life elevated? I know I sure am. So the old karmic patterns have been staring at us in the face for way too long, right? So really take a pause and take a breath before responding. It's like the time and the space. We really are at a crossroads, like a lane change, if you will, to this higher quality of spiritual living. Seems kind of strange, doesn't it? So are you investing your spirit and your soul to increase your good karma versus the bad karma? Two sides of that coin, but welcome to today's Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic Sha'medium, a subtle energetic surgeon, merging these indigenous technologies, the spirit of the Dagara tribe in Burkina Faso with the subtle energies, elements, elemental beings, going from the elemental realm into the imaginal realm with offerings, rituals, and prescriptions to really add to your personal container and spice up your juice. But my intention really is to merge these indigenous technologies with the subtle realms, the etheric highway, to assist you into navigating your inner genius. Just reintroducing you to and through the magical being that I believe resides within you. My name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you haven't already, please be kind and do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tonya D. Everything's Tonya D, right? But go ahead and hit the bell button so you're notified. And also, if you don't mind, please be kind and like the video so the YouTube algorithm will echo me out to like-minded musers in the galactic universe, along with other social channels like Instagram, TikTok, and my podcast, Musing with Tonya D. But this weekend, there will be no snippets. Voices of the Otherworld, my online immersion into the elemental of mineral or metal, the voice, the gift, the verbal intuition. It's like, do you hear voices along with sigils, signs, shapes, and so much more. But the messages of today are going to come from the light Seers. If you know what I'm talking about, I always pick a different, I'm attracted to a different deck of messages every morning. But first up, we have the Queen of Cups. And what a magical day to have the Queen. It's National Women's Day, so she is otherworldly, however, but I love the otherworld. So the messages from the ethers, being one of the most intuitive characters of the tarot, it's floating in like this dreamlike state of the spiritual connection. She's asking us how well our emotions have been serving us lately, just reminding us that we have this ability to connect on a much, much, much deeper level, feeling and accepting our emotional intuition, just listening closely as a way to understanding what truly is going on, while at the same time ensuring and validating emotions, our own and other people, validating them that they are being heard when we actually communicate with them. Taking the time and devoting time to these emotional cues, if you will, just seeing the divine beauty in all of life's experiences, right? Going down the rabbit hole. So it takes both the sun and the shadow to make the ocean floor sparkle in all its galacticness. Water rituals, I've seen that in a water ritual, but it's an indication that we're out of touch with our emotions, our feelings, or that we are suppressing them, while at the same time refusing to see the obvious. So if you feel any insecurities around open and connecting with others, grow into a better being by being vulnerable and share your own aspect of your heart. It's a need to listen more, controlling or suppressing our emotions. It's an opportunity to be responsible for our own emotions and allowing our intuitive heart space to open and express deep love from that aspect, that garden, if you will. And next up, so we go from the Queen of Cups to the King of Cups, or the Knight of Cups. Handsome as he is, dark Turkish hair and those dark juicy eyes. So this is the sign of a classic romantic. It's an invitation for us to step into the world of roses, bubble baths, champagne. He is totally devoted to us today, National Women's Day, and maybe every day, right? So this is a message that's like calling in romance, and it's embodying the graceful movement of a slow dance, an intimate dance, I guess, and enjoying the flirtation, be present, be connected. So this knight himself is intuitive. He's totally in touch with his emotions And as always, or also, he knows what he wants. He has no problem wearing his heart on his sleeves. So this message often signifies somebody who is in love with the idea of love itself, which is very Piscean. Pisces love unconditionally, and they never quit loving the condition that they're loving. But sometimes it comes bundled with unrealistic expectations, Are you ready to be swept off your feet? Just allowing for some deep honesty, vulnerability to flow freely into our lives. And also, do you believe in this type of love? So it's like, get ready to take inspiration and literally run with it to make art, music, poetry, love. It's a veritable masterpiece of life, really. Just being in touch with our emotions, that's a thing. It's the cups, right? Emotions. So yeah, totally groovy there, but he's super juicy, I think. And of course, next is the Seven of Swords. And being that it's otherworldly, traditionally it's a message of warning us of deceit, betrayal, abandonment, thievery, looking out for all of these things. But oftentimes, and sometimes, we find ourselves the victim of somebody else's deceit. We're watching it, right? Watchers out in the galactic universe. But it's also a nudge to act and be in alignment. And we are in an act of a day with the cosmic highway. I'll get into that later. But acting with the alignment of our highest, not just our morality, but I sense our integrity. So it's like we need to be honest with ourselves, in alignment with ourselves about the nature, the true nature, the authenticity of the nature of our reality in the current moment. And oftentimes, we all go around the galaxy, the planet, or wherever we're at, and we're pretending that everything's okay, or that we are really doing the optimistic best that we can, even though we're really not. And sometimes it just shows up as recklessness, abandonment, and avoidance of our responsibilities. So really, just take only what's needed and remember that no excuse outweighs our ability to act from a place of love and integrity. We cannot deceive our own heart. God knows it, and so does the universe, right? The universe always bears witness to our truest heartfelt intentions. That's why it's like sending the storm back to the rivers of where it came. It's not going to get in my village. So just know that we are vulnerable under the essence of the moon. That's what she does. And the only thing that matters is ultimately the truth. So it's a message really to move forward with the lightness of consciousness, to guide us, to be that beacon, and just acting from a place of love and morality and allowing the universe to witness our honest, heartfelt intentions. So if you've been lying to yourself or to others, maybe you need perspective and honesty, secrets coming out, something's being stolen, physically, mentally, spiritually, or otherwise. Are you taking more than your fair share? Or are you actually being held back? So when our actions meet our heart, we are in a place of integrity. We are aligning with the universe. And for fun, because life should always be fun, and we should have our own ideas of personal joy, love, light, and happiness, right? So next up, I pulled a card for Tonya Lee Chamberlain. I'm sorry if it's Tanya or Tonya. I'm a Tonya. I'm an O. You're an A. We have, let's see, where am I? There I am. Perfect. The Ten of Swords, which I love this message. And I know swords often get a bad rap, but again, it's also perspective. The Ten of Swords comes often in times of like a blinding truth, when delusion's been lifted. Sometimes the truth is painful because it indicates some backstabbing, personal loss, stuff like that. But this message can mark an abrupt ending to a current path. It could be a jarring resolution in the form of a broken relationship, a blocked dream, a fractured partnership, even a discontinued career path, right? So these endings, oftentimes, they feel severe in the moment, but they're actually the most potent seeds of hope. They're always planted in that space and that place. It's like the universe always moves us, right? Sometimes it's abrupt. Sometimes it rips the rug out from underneath us. But, just knowing and remembering that our wounds really teach us our greatest strengths and our courage, and they really illuminate our innate abilities to heal and our path. So it's like the dark night of the soul is going to be met by this beautiful new dawn. It's filled with more light than we could ever imagine or experience. So just remain open to love and joy as you process an ending. It's looking to like the sunlight that always is on the peak of that horizon, right? Watching the sun peak over the horizon. That's the highest task, really of a bruised heart, and trust me, I've been there. So it sounds like you might be on a new path in some aspect, right? Magic on the other side. And the planets are actually aligned to upcycle our spiritual waves today. We are healing every day in every way. So it's an opportunity to find deeper healing, to find hope and resiliency. And I'm going to get shortly to the cosmic highway as well. But on the elemental highway of all curiosities and all things happening, we have a young metal monkey of a day, a Geng Shen, if you will. Young metal on the stem and young metal on the branch. It's unrefined, it's scratchy, it's like in its true form. And metal in the rabbit month is actually dark. It needs to be illuminated by yin fire. Yin fire would be a candle. That's what it needs. And yang metal is only useful if it's forged. And yin fire is the only element that can actually do that, turning the dark metal into a useful tool. And yang wood, the tiger in the year, supports the yin fire in doing this job. So in the absence of yin fire, sorry, little guy, yang fire can also be a replacement, a tool, but we also need yin earth to support the yang metal. And that's going to be weakening the strong wood. That's how this plays out. But we also need more metal to support our day. Our day isn't supported. And earth, right? Earth houses metal. These are elementals that we need. And the strong wood is strong. We're in the spring. We got the rabbit and the tiger. And again, when the dragon hour comes, woo, we've got a total eastern direction, which is actually wealth. It's abundance. It's things that come in from the east. It's peace. Actually, it's not so much peace. It's healing, actually. Wood energy is healing. It's the spring. It's the birthing. So, and fire is also weak. It's not able to burn away the excess rabbit or tiger. It's not producing. The wood isn't. So fire is needed to make nature busy to transform, change, and shift to really bring balance to our day. And earth is also diminished by all of that wood. So we need earth as well to counteract all the nature. Nature's at its peak right now. So being that nature's unstable, it doesn't have the roots because there's no earth to grasp the earth. Earth is actually exhausted as well. The minerals are exhausted. So it's this combination of earth and water, wet earth, that can balance our day as well. So it's not as severe as it appears, however. We're just missing two vital elements, right? So the metal, even though it's weak, it can take some of the nature and transform it. But we definitely need fire. It could be the yang or the yin, and we also need earth. So it's like rituals and offerings of these elementals or grounding into the elementals. The elemental of earth, the elemental of fire. Dry earth would actually be better than wet earth. And the cosmic energy, though, it's one of my soul harmonics. That means I have degrees in my chart, my natal chart, that add to the degree of today. It creates a soul's harmonic. It's the 9th energetic center. Feels a little woo-woo, but I love it. It's symbols and sigils. It's all the minerals and metals I'll be talking about this weekend. But this energy, it's the energy of our actions, our characters, our root center in our body. It's our safety, our security, the warrior that we are, manifesting, bringing things into the physical from the crown center, and just acting from our heart chamber, our ability to make heart-based spiritual decisions in our day-to-day life. Where we are in the season of Pisces, where we have this innate ability to channel our subconscious highway. If we hold the lower frequencies of anger, which is a wood frequency, resentment, gallbladder in the wood, liver and anger, right? Gallbladder, or any other negative vibrations or emotions from our past, they really begin to sprout like a seed or a weed in very unexpected ways. And being that our root center is online, go for a walk, go for a run, move, get on the treadmill. If there's still snow outside, go snowshoeing. But whatever it is, move. I work out as often as I should or I can. I did a lot more before the experience, but I'm recalibrating my exercise practice. So in doing so, what we do physically literally unites or recalibrates our mind, body, and soul in this spiritual harmonic, this flow. So when we are in a space of centeredness through the heart or the solar plexus, our zone of neutrality, we can step into a courtyard, a garden for spiritual change, in spirituation, spiritually intending to forgive the self or the other or both in this forgiveness chamber. Just opening the door to our psychic awareness, the Akashic records, our past lives, to heal all of these things or be friends with the self from the past life. Sometimes we are our own enemy, right? Even wounds from other timelines. So a ritual in the physical to create the change, an offering to integrate, to start the path, the cycle of a rebirthing or a renewing of our soul's harmonic. So it's this aspect that's toxic or toxicity of a habit that may be ending today. So if you feel the call or you're being called to join a course, a group, spiritually, of course, things that open up your spiritual acumen, taking an action that actually benefits the being that resides within you, the spirit and the soul, ending the season of cycling through the unhealthy situations, people, places, things, habit, all the stuff that isn't healthy, and replacing them with healthy things. So yeah, the elemental realm, the nature revival, if you will, eating healthy, getting off the fast food, the junk, eating to eat versus eating to live, and being vibrant, food for our soul and the spirit. Just interesting times indeed. And seeing the symbology of your spiritual story today, the symbols, if you will. See what is available and follow the flow, your heart. Those intentions, bring in the peace, the joy, and the happiness. You know, and if you are about to sign any contracts, marriage proposal or otherwise, any kind, a house, a car, etc., whatever contract, verbally or physically written, 2 different frequencies there. But it really is a great day to do just that, as long as our heart is in alignment and believes in that journey, right? So write out some spiritual intentions. Leave those poor behaviors literally at the front door. Even our karmic behaviors with others, we're in this cycle of change. It's like the snake shedding its skin, and maybe you're in the middle of upcycling your village or your tribe. We are either going to get the memo or be on repeat like that broken record. So the change and the transformation is really up to us on all the levels, all the streams. So come from your spiritual center. So we have, I see the chakras very differently, but come from your spiritual center and those intentions, you know, and ask yourself, are they heart-based? Are they heartfelt? There's no need to be entangled in this web with taking in responsibilities for the other, the emotions. You know, we had 2 cups today, the Queen and the Knight, which is curious. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but we are processing out of the spiritual acumen, birthing anew, again, like a snake shedding skin, or a butterfly coming out of a new cocoon. So what rituals, offerings, or even spiritual exercises do you practice on the daily that maybe you too, like myself, need to upcycle, shift, and change a little bit? I need to go for some altering more often, or my shrines myself. I'm having a situation which I want to show pictures of because it is like, wow. But with our root online and our crown for the season of Pisces, our spiritual story is highlighted anyway. We can literally bring spirit down through the crown to the root to manifest the dream. That's what I've been musing about in my Musing with Tonya D Club. The dream, weaving the dream, manifesting the dream. So reds today, any shade of red, from the cranberries to the apple to the fire engines to red hair, whatever you want, but any shade that really speaks to your spirit. You could also use pink. Pink is a combination of the crown and the root resonating through the heart. So I love that as well. Pinks are also juicy. I was going to wear pink, but my shirt was still kind of wet, so I was like, nah, don't like that. And also what I think is curious is the moon. Being the moon is entering the season of Gemini. That's also what I found curious, because with the messages of today, the moon is our emotions and Gemini is air, those swords. So be kind to your emotions. No need to allow your mind to disrupt the flow. The mind is a tool. It's a filing cabinet. It's our thoughts, you know, or our thoughts in alignment with our feelings. Put all those negative thoughts and feelings on the shelf today into that filing cabinet. And also, you know, Black Moon Lilith, which I don't really talk about too much. I kind of like her, and quite honestly, but she's in the season of Gemini right now. So we've been in this illusion of our fears that are treading. So literally flick that shift away, you know. And the sound of our crown is the Ong channel, and our root is the Lam. So you can bring that, the Ong down to the root, chanting that today, or sound the root, the Lam, and release it through the crown, or do both. Either way, you know, do what feels best for you. That's what I always say. And, you know, the sound of fire. I'm probably going to go with the fire. I'm kind of fiery. Not that you can tell. But the heat of the ha in the voice. That's the town. And I always relate Earth to the Who. The Who is a Mongolian guttural throat rock band. I love them. Check them out for sure, and you will see and hear what I am talking about. But yeah, the Who, I love them. Saw them live. Mongolia, I want to go back. But an affirmation for today, it's like we are planting seeds to spring, to grow our spiritual selves. So take action today. Have faith in the galactic universe that this too shall pass. And we are changing out of the old, birthing into the new. So I would affirm that I'm taking action to trust the universe in my spiritual growth, the faith channel, the altar in the sky, the shrine in the sky, the other worlds for sure. But with that, InShalla and Ashe, blessings out there. Yeah, take a heartfelt action, spiritual acumen kind of a day. And as always, I will see you on the other side. Blessings to you.